Hello, my name is Brittany Benson, and I did this lesson plan on contraception. This is for 10th grade students in their sexual education unit. The standards that I'll be addressing will be standards 1 and 5, so students will comprehend concepts related to health promotion and disease prevention to enhance health, and students will demonstrate the ability to use decision-making skills to enhance health. The learning objectives that I'll aim to cover will be that students will be able to identify and define at least 3 contraceptive methods by the end of the class. Students will be able to demonstrate decision-making skills by explaining what contraceptive method they believe is best for teens and what the method's pros and cons are in a homework assignment. And students will be able to identify at least 2 hardships that teen parents face during unplanned pregnancies after our group discussion. So to open up this lesson, we will do a bell ringer. I really like the use of journaling, so we will be writing in our journals. I think it's a great way for students to reflect on their current attitudes, behaviors, thoughts before hearing from the group or before hearing from me and receiving any kind of information. So this one, there will be a prompt to write about. So on the front board, it'll say, ready to use your imagination? Let's imagine that a stork dropped a baby off on your doorstep. The baby was addressed to you, not your parents or any other family members in your household. It is your job to raise this newborn. Explain the hardships that you think you may face. So I'll give students a couple minutes to write in their journals and jot down some of the hardships that they might think occur if they were to have a newborn. And I also really want them to start thinking in the back of their minds, how do I prevent pregnancy? So we'll come together as a group. We'll start discussing some of our thoughts, and I'll use that guided question to have them start thinking about what methods there are to prevent pregnancy. So once our group discussion wraps up, we'll move into the contraceptives PowerPoint. So first, we'll recap those hardships, so maybe any that we missed or any that we need to go in more detail about. So we'll have that list to review. And from there, that'll get us to start thinking about contraception. So I'll give them an overview of what contraception is, some of the methods, how they're for both males and females, how they differ, and maybe why some people argue against the use of contraceptives. We'll also talk about abstinence and withdrawal. I think these are 2 main topics that we need to discuss, as sometimes there's some misconception with both. So we'll talk and discuss about what those are. And then we'll go into a few specific contraceptives that I want to discuss as a class. So first, we'll go over the male condom. I'll go over how it works, where they can obtain it, the positives and the negatives. We'll then go over the pill. Again, we'll go over how it works, where they can obtain it, the positives and the negatives, and then we'll do the same for emergency contraceptives. How it works, where they can obtain it, and then positives and negatives. And from there, this is where the class activity will begin. So I'll have this list of all the other methods that can be used as a contraceptive. And from here, I will assign them a partner and I will assign them a specific method. And after I assign them with their partner and their method, I want them to do the same thing that I did on that PowerPoint. I want them to find information on how it's used, how it can be obtained, the positives and the negatives. So I'll give them the rest of the class to research that information. Hopefully students will finish up and we can use the rest of the class to start going around and discussing those methods. And each partner group will present what they found. If we don't finish up, we'll finish those presentations the following day. And then from there, I will introduce the homework assignment. So that homework assignment, they will use that information that we discussed in class about all the contraceptive methods, and in a 1 to 2 page response, they will argue what contraceptive method they believe is best for teens. So they'll use that information that we found, the positives, the negatives, maybe the potential cost, the side effects, how effective it is. So they'll use that to demonstrate their decision-making skills. So first, they're going to create a pro versus con list to help create their decision, and then after that, they'll write the response. And they'll use that pro-con list to support their argument. From there, I'll close the class. I'll remind them that the homework assignment's due at the end of the week because I want each partner group to be able to present their method. And then any questions about any methods we can discuss more in detail if there are any that exist. And then that will close up our lesson. Thank you very much.